Black people, let's have this conversation, especially Black people who came from the South to the North, specifically those of us who came from Mississippi to Chicago. That period was called the Great Migration. My theory for us lives in the idea that we came here, as I understand it, and I have done some research, not much as of late, but I most certainly intend to do more. When we came to this country, we came over here from an obligatory standpoint. We were pushed to this country. Now, after being in these communities, after being enslaved, lots of us navigated from the South to the North for what was called the Promised Land. And there's most certainly a documentary that speaks to us coming to the conclusion that we needed to leave the South and why we headed north. As I understand it, because I most certainly wasn't here, we headed to the North to find an opportunity for ourselves, to be amongst people who appreciate and value our contributions. What I understood of the Promised Land and coming to this space that was supposed to be like dipped in gold. The streets are supposed to be lined with this gold. We were supposed to be able to thrive and properly take care of ourselves post slavery. We got here and it was less than that. There was work, as I recall it. We took these jobs, we got anchored in what was considered the American dream. The American dream was a house, a car, the picket fence, the 2 kids, and a dog at least. Lots of us acquired that coming here. A lot of us also acquired a mentality that made us feel like we were better than other people, like we were special, and that all of us were to be looked at with the same gaze that our oppressors might look at us with. A scowl, a suck of the teeth, a I'm better than you because I'm North. I'm better than you because I'm accepted amongst a group of people and you aren't. What I must tell you, based on the idea that I have lived in 2 cities now, I'm very grateful for that experience. Atlanta gets a lot of undeserved negative gaze from at least Chicago. Now that I've been back in Chicago after living in Atlanta, and I will say the first year of my living in Atlanta was not quite living because I was learning the restaurant business, and also during COVID. So I did not get to comb the city. I did not get to move around like I wanted to, like I would have if I was, completely free to do so. But what I know that I feel now that I'm back in Chicago is a level of self-sabotage, a level of separatism, a level of elitism, a level of toxicity that isn't allowing us to thrive like we need to. Now, of course, there's the outside of that, which are all of these other people who are living and creating a way. There's a challenge that we're faced as a group politically. Being in a blue state does not look easier than the red state that I was in. Being in a space that to me mimics the like of a blue collar factory mentality, coming back to that, doesn't say entrepreneurship. It doesn't say respect. It does not say support. It has a lot of the same energy that it had before I left, if not worse. The people that I have been around, I most certainly appreciate, but there is a level of stifled energy that does not serve us. There is also just the understanding of the way it is the way that it was, and the way that it was is the way that it is. And I'm not trying to rock the boat or shake the boat and or any of those things. And unfortunately for you, because it's not unfortunate for me, unfortunately for those people who have not been breadwinners for themselves. I'm not saying you're not a breadwinner. I'm saying that you have relied heavily on systems of employment that have served you to the point that you are disabled. This is not the period for you to maintain the level of ignorance that you have maintained. This is the period where we get to be different for each other, where we are supposed to collaborate in manners that supersede what we have known as collaborations that we have known. You have opted, some of us have opted out of being a part of an ecosystem for group economics. We cannot complain about what is happening in other communities and other ethnicities if we have not collectivized our resources enough to be able to support each other. Now, if you have experienced unfortunate circumstances dealing with Black people in a business capacity, I most certainly understand why you would be uninterested. But we don't have a lot of options to opt out of supporting each other. We don't have the numbers of other communities so much in support of us that we don't help each other. What does that have to do with the North and the South? What I've experienced in Atlanta, what I understand is happening in Texas, what may be happening in places that I haven't been, is a level of what I think is an intention to at least try to work together, to try to build each other's businesses. At least that's what I hope. I'm praying that in all of the things that we are facing based on this current administration, that outside of collectivizing and withdrawing our economics from places like Target, some of us have withdrawn our economics from Amazon, some of us have withdrawn our economics from Spotify. I'm not even completely sure how far that's going. But if we are to be better as a community, if we are to be able to sit at the table and negotiate with the likes of our other communities of ethnicity and origin, we most certainly need our numbers to be tight regardless. If we have to reference any particular group, Chinese people understood the idea of creating products and having people acquire them, rename them, repurpose them with the idea that they own them without saying it. In some capacities, it is most certainly a prideful thing. It is a space of honor and dignity to say that you are a Black owned business. But if you're just seeking to do business with anyone, allow them to discover and to become a part of our businesses without saying it. If you're the face of your brand, it's probably clear that you're Black owned. If you are not the face of your brand and you're simply promoting the product and the services, and it's a very general, very balanced ethnicity driven brand of products or services or whatever it is that you're representing, then that's great. The bottom line is we have to play the game, and we have to consider all of the audiences. We have to consider all of the needs, and we also have to do better business for us, with us, and by us. Have I said enough? Maybe. We'll see. We're going to continue to have these conversations, continue to scratch the surface, continue to figure out why Chicago can't prosper collectively, continue to compare the notes of cities and states that are doing better, and hopefully we can change this, because I think it's now or never.